This video shows how to install CentOS 6.3 on an Asus Eee PC 900HD netbook. For written instructions, you can look at my website www.johnmiller.fr, like France. So first, boot the computer with a CentOS DVD in an external USB drive. Go through install. I don't check the contents of the DVD. Then do next. I do an installation in English. But I have a French keyboard. Then basic storage devices means that it will install on the internal hard drive. And fresh installation just means that's a new installation. If you leave it at localhost.localdomain, then your PC will take the IP address and host name given to it by the DHCP server. Then you have to define a root password. Root is the account that gives you administrator rights. Then use all space means that it will take up all the space for Linux and replace Windows XP or whatever is currently on the system. So we wait for the disk to partition. And then I do a desktop installation. Even though actually I use it more as a server than desktop, but then you have to wait for the installation. So the total installation time is about an hour and a half. But for the video, I sped it up so that it's, well, like in this part, it's 20 times the speed. You can see the relative speed of the video in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. So if this is your first time using Linux, you may be better off using Ubuntu Linux, which seems to have better support and better support in terms of hardware also. So CentOS is based on Red Hat Enterprise Linux source code, at least the open source part of the source code. So it's very stable. In terms of running CentOS on a 900HD, it works very well. I'm not sure about the Wi-Fi connection. I didn't try that because I used the Ethernet connection. And I have read that it doesn't work. In terms of other functionalities, the sound works fine. Even the webcam works. Dual screen works, so you can have the little netbook screen up while you're using an external display. You can do mirroring or separate screens. So now you have to reboot. And accept the license, create a user account. And set up the network time server configuration. then that error is because kdump requires 2 gigabytes to work properly. And this doesn't have any impact on the system. Then log in as a standard user. And then for the video, I deactivate the screensaver just so that the screen doesn't turn off. Then by default, right after installation, the network connection is disabled, so you have to enable the network connection. And check for updates. So I made this video in November of 2012. In March 2013, CentOS 6.4 came out, and the automatic update worked. There was no problem updating from 6.3 to 6.4. But if you're going to install CentOS today, I would install 6.4. There are no problems with it. And you have to restart the computer again. So here I just wanted to show what's installed by default if you use a desktop installation. And then if you go to About This Computer, you see that we're running 6.3 and that we've got just under a gigabyte of memory, 900 megahertz processor, and 134 gigabytes of free disk space. Then just to show you that Mozilla Firefox works with CentOS and is installed by default. And actually I use Google Chrome, which also works under CentOS. So that's it. Thanks for watching.